All right, good afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone is having a good weekend so far. Now, before I get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. And additionally, I do want to say I am losing my voice today, and I don't know how long it'll take before I recover. So I am going to eliminate a couple of shows during the week. I am going to start wrapping up that Sunday show with the previous Sunday show picks to see how they performed, except for that Friday. So I'll probably eliminate one or two shows during the week, just to let you know, guys. And with that, as you know, anybody who does watch the show, we are going to go over the SPY. We are going to go over last Sunday's picks and see how they performed. And then I will give you those three stocks that I think are technically setting up real nicely going into tomorrow. All right, with that, let's check out the SPY. All right, so as you know, on Friday we made this nice 52-week high. We're in this really nice range where that 10 SMA, where the price is between the 10 SMA and that upper Bollinger Band. So the path of least resistance is still going to be higher. But I did receive a, as you know, let me go back here a second. Anybody who does watch the show, I do subscribe to the S&P oscillator. It's a very expensive indicator that they send me an email every night after the close to let me know how either overbought or oversold the market is, the S&P especially. And right now we're definitely in that overbought situation. So with that, guys, keep that in mind that we're probably going to see a significant pullback at some point either this week or next week. So I want you guys to have a little bit of money when we do pull back to buy the overall market. And I think that would be a great strategy going forward. Okay, but again, you know, the path of least resistance is higher, so I wouldn't worry too much. But keep that in mind that we may see a significant sell-off at some point in the near future. All right, with that, let's go quickly over the three stocks that I did recommend from last Sunday's show. First one's going to be VIR. So VIR had a pretty good week. So if you remember, VIR did open up at 67.50 on Monday, did close at 69.71, or about a $2 gain, which is really nice for the week. Then the next one was BYSI, Beyond Spring. BYSI did open up at $14.30, did close at 15.41, or a gain of $1.20, another nice winner. And then lastly, I did recommend SHAK last week. That one did open up at $118.35, and it did close at $128.79, or almost a $10 gain. So overall, every pick that I gave from last week performed really well. So that was a nice week for us, and I'm glad if anybody who did trade with me made a little bit of money. All right, let's quickly go over the three stocks that I think are technically setting up to move higher this week. And with that, I am going to give you the in price, why to get in, and the stop out price with those picks. Okay, first one's going to be BYND, also known as Beyond Meat. So as you can see, Beyond Meat is, first of all, we had that 10 over the 50 and that 50-day moving average over the 200, which is a nice setup. And as you know, every good looking bullish chart has those three indicators in that row. We are above this value area high. We are not too far from that 52-week high. There's not much resistance above us, so I do see this stock going a lot higher. But then again, use this midpoint Bollinger Band right down here at 165.55 as your stop out. Okay, guys, that's BYND. You can get in feeling pretty confident that this is going to move higher, and then use this midpoint Bollinger Band right here as your stop out at 164.64. All right, next stock on the list that looks really good setting up is FUBO, another one that we've played in the past. Here we go. We've seen an FUBO make that 52-week high, come back down here, made another lower high, came back down, touched this midpoint Bollinger Band. So it seems like this is going to be our new line in the sand or support. We're not too far from this value area high. We're looking really good. On Monday, I want you to be a buyer of any move above this Friday's high. We're again getting into this new value area right here, so everything is setting up real nicely. Now, if we gap up 8, 9, 10%, please don't be a buyer of this. You know, anything within reason, maybe $1.50 or even $2 is stretching it a little bit. Now, if it gaps up massively, please don't be a buyer. And again, in all these names, if there's some sort of downgrade or anything like that, and we do gap down significantly, please do not be a buyer of any of these names that I'm giving. These names are, if they kind of open, maybe $1, $1.50 up, then you can, feel pretty confident that we will move higher. But remember, we always have to use the outs that I recommend or suggest. Okay, so on FUBO, it's going to be this midpoint Bollinger Band right here. So if you get in past Friday's high, then please use this midpoint Bollinger Band of 42.96 as your stop price. That is FUBO. Last stock on the list that looks really good. It's a little bit of a cheapie, but I think it can move significantly this week. Is going to be WWR. Again, this one again has a nice chart just like FUBO and Beyond Meat, where the 10 is above the 50 and that 50 is above the 200 right here. We made that nice little high about 5 trading days ago, came back down, tested that 10 SMA, held it pretty nicely, closed above that. So again, for Tuesday, for tomorrow, be a buyer above today, or sorry, from Friday's high. We're right here near this value area high. Not many shares traded in this whole new area, which means what? Not much resistance going forward. Okay, so again, be a buyer above Friday's high. Use this 10 SMA right down here, which happens to be right here at 873, let's call it, as your stop out. Okay, so that's a nice risk reward setup on WWR as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I'm looking forward for the markets not only to be open tomorrow, but for us to make some money this week. I want to thank all my subscribers. You guys been great. I really appreciate the feedback. I really appreciate that. I really getting back to you with your trade ideas and what I think about that, because this is a communal effort. I can't watch every stock, so I really do appreciate when you guys give me some picks that you think are setting up as well. All right, with that, again, before I let you go, I really do want to thank all my subscribers, but I also want to, say if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, please go ahead and subscribe. I really do think you can look at my past performance, those setups. They've been performing for us really, really well, outperforming the overall market, which is always a nice thing to do. And, I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. All right, guys, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will see you Tuesday, tomorrow, after the market close. And remember, guys, trade smart and be safe.